Hi, my dear friends. How are you? Hopefully, all of you fine and safe. I am also be fine and safe, my dear. In the last class, we understood by discussing elaboratively the concept of taxation on banking sector, non-banking financial company sector, where we highlighted various types of exemptions. After that, taxation wherein reverse charge, if not forward charge. In this process, we elaborated various types of provisions with regard to taxation on banking sector by inviting exit load concept of a mutual fund company which will attract the GST, followed by gold loan. Interest on gold loan of a banker will attract the GST. However, interest rate swaps or forex swaps not going to attract the GST. Interest rate swaps are none other than derivative markets which is not going to attract the GST because comes under the securities market. And also we highlighted in the last class, a person being business facilitator or a business correspondent provide these services to a particular banking company located in rural area qualify from exemption. If it is other than rural area, such service of a business facilitator will attract the GST which falls under the RCM, reverse charge mechanism. Like that we highlighted in the last class with regard to banking and NBFC sector, my dear friends. Now I am going to take up for a kind consideration, my dear, the concept of insurance sector. Taxation and insurance sector, we will tax provided if it is not qualified from exemption. If so, what are the exemptions granted to the insurance sector? Let us have the discussion thereon. Then the remaining will be taxed. While taxing, we may tax as forward charge, if not reverse charge. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Shall we proceed, my dear sir? Now referring to you, my dear, insurance sector, taxation thereon. We will tax it if it is not specifically exempted. In this process, I am bringing to notice under the insurance sector, first exempted supply of services. What are the exempted supply of services under the head insurance sector? 1. Business facilitator provided services to a insurance company which is located in the rural area exempted. Here is a similar to your banking company. A business facilitator or a banking company who provide these services to a banking company located in the rural area qualify from exemption. Similar way, business facilitator or a business correspondent who provide these services to a insurance company, that insurance company should be located in rural area, then exempted. However, one should understand an important deviation between the banking company and insurance company. Intermediary who provide these services to business facilitator, who in turn provide these services to a banking company located in the rural area, intermediary also exempted. Correct? Whereas here, a intermediary provide these services to insurance company via another business facilitator, such intermediary services specifically not qualify from exemption. Be careful. Is clear, my dear sir? I will explain to you with the help of a particular example. Is as follows. Now look on the screen, my dear friends. For easy understanding purpose, Mr. Ram, who is basically a particular business facilitator, provide these services to a particular insurance company which is located in the rural area. If it is so, then Mr. Ram supply of services such supply of services exempted from the payment of GST. This is what I refer to, you understand. Am I right, my dear sir? Being a facilitator, RAM provides these services to a particular insurance company which is located in rural area, in that case exempted. Is clear? RAM services are exempted, being a business facilitator. Now, I want to highlight here, one should understand, unlike of your banking company case, here what happened, RAM appointed Mr. Lakshman as an intermediary to provide these services to Mr. Ram. Ram appointed Lakshman to provide intermediary services to Ram. In turn, Ram going to provide the services to National Insurance Company located in rural area. In this case, what happened? Lakshman provide these services to Ram, being an intermediary. Ultimately, service goes to National Insurance Company in the given example, which is located in the rural area. In that case, Lakshman's supply of services to Ram qualify from exemption, a question mark, which is not so in the case of insurance business is considered, unlike of your banking company. Here, Lakshman services to Ram attract GST. Exemption not given. I wanted to highlight that point here. Lakshman services to Ram will attract GST. Reason? It is not a banking sector. In the case of banking sector, intermediary provide these services to a business facilitator. Ultimately, the supply goes to a banking company located in rural area. If so, that intermediary is exempted. Here, such intermediary services of Lakshman is not qualified from exemption because it's a insurance company located in the rural area. Is it clear, my dear sir? Any difficulty in the given case? Please make a note of this, my dear, for a kind consideration. It is not so in the case of banking company. It's a deviation from banking to insurance company with regard to exemptions are considered. Please make a note, sir. Do not neglect, my dear. Important areas are this. This is very important area. In the given case on the screen, RAM provides these services to insurance company located in rural area exempted from GST. However, Lakshman, being an intermediary, provides such services to business facilitator, namely to Mr. Ram, attract GST. All of you got the clarity, my dear sir? Now please come back to our regular study, where we are in the process of understanding exempted supply of services. We are here. Got the clarity, my dear? Furthermore, supply of services with regard to insurance company what are exempted. One by one are as follows. These exemptions I am presenting with more clarity, with visualization of this particular relevant exemptions are as follows. Now look on the screen, please. Services of life insurance business provided by way of annuity. Important point here to note is annuity. Under the National Pension System, regulated by the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority of India, under the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority Act 2013, exempted. It should be an annuity, yearly payment premium under the National Pension Fund. If so, qualify from exemption. One application I am bringing here to make you understand is as follows. Look on the screen, please. One simple example, my dear. Kotak Mahindra Pension Fund provided the following services in a financial year. Annual premium means annuity of rupees 6,000 collected from each individual in relation to National Pension Scheme. Number of subscribers 200. B. Monthly premium collected 8,750 towards general insurance to cover the risk. Number of subscribers 500. Applicable rate of GST 18%. Find the net GST liability. Sir, under the National Pension Scheme, annuity fully qualify exemption. That means rupees 6,000 at the rate of there are 200 subscribers, multiplied by 2. So 6,000 multiplied by 200, which is almost 12 lakh rupees, wholly exempted. Point number here, answer to this is considered A, exempted, because it is annuity premium under the National Pension Fund, exemption. B is considered, yes, is taxable. GST at the rate of 18% is equal to here as follows. There are 8,750 rupees per subscriber and paid how many of them? 500. Whole thing multiplied by 18%, namely 8,750 multiplied by 500 subscribers at the rate of 18%. The GST comes rupees here 7,87,500. Got the clarity? For the given problem is the solution. Please quickly make a note of this, my dear. As an example, keep in your record. Example. First one is exempted. Point number B is taxable. Why exempted? Because annuity premium under the National Pension Scheme, fully exempted. Quickly make a note. Is a practical example to make you understand National Pension Scheme. Under the scheme, maybe any insurance company authorized to collect the premium is exempted if it is annual premium, namely annuity. All of you got it, my dear sir? Fine. Shall we proceed further, my dear sir, from here? Continuation of exemptions. Given the page number 79, I am visualizing with some more clarity, presenting with more clarity. Further, services of life insurance business provided or agreed to be provided by the Army, Naval and Air Force group insurance. Important here is group insurance fund to members of the Army, Navy and Air Force respectively under the group insurance scheme of the central government exempted from payment of GST. Army, Air Force, Indian Navy, if they offer the group insurance to their members, absolutely the premium exempted from the payment of GST. Further, not only this Army, Navy, Air Force, but also our coastal guards, Indian coastal guards who safeguarding our coastal area, their group insurance also be qualified from exemption. What importance of the group insurance means? Under the group, you may be any cadre, you may be a particular soldier, you may be a captain, you may be subedar, or you may be higher authority. Whoever covered in that group, insurance coverage equally covers to the group. Any member affected, the compensation will be given equal amount, irrespective of the cadre, irrespective of the age, irrespective of the experience of the member in that particular group. Got the clarity? Is a group insurance uniqueness. Such a group insurance offered by Indian Army, Navy, Air Force or Coastal Guard for their members as a group insurance, premium paid to the group insurance absolutely free from GST. Further, you are aware of that Indian Coastal Guards means like this. Got the clarity? Further, here one more amendment taken place. Not only our Air Force, Navy, Army, Indian Coastal Guards covered here group insurance, but also now this following armed police forces who are coming under the control of Union Home Ministry also becomes under this group insurance. The members of this armed police force group insurance, premium paid to that group insurance fund absolutely free from GST. Furthermore, my dear sir, like contribution to ESI, Employees State Insurance, ESI, Employees State Insurance Corporation, contribution to that ESI by the members absolutely free from GST. Furthermore, exemptions, insurance sector, service provided by Employees Provident Fund Organization to persons governed under the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952 also be qualified from exemption, PF contribution free from GST. Further here, services by Coal Mine Provident Fund Organization to persons governed by the Coal Mines Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1948, their contribution by the members to that fund absolutely free from GST. Further, National Pension System Trust, where the members paid as a particular administrative fees to the NPS Trust, collected by NPS Trust, free from GST. Services by a National Pension System Trust to its members against consideration in the form of administrative fee, absolutely free from GST. Further, my dear sir, services offered by IRDA. You are aware of that. IRDA is a statutory body, a particular insurance regulatory authority of India, regulating the insurance company's transactions, and if so, such IRDA services absolutely free from GST. Further, services offered. Of course, this point I already referred, not on the insurance sector. I already referred in the banking sector, SEBI services in relation to promotion of security market, absolutely free from GST, already covered. Here, repetition taking place. It is not from insurance company sector. I already covered this under banking sector itself. Furthermore, general insurance, premium, exemption, one by one. Hut insurance. If heavy wind comes, cyclone comes, the hut is damaged. In that case, as a person, owner of the hut, I could not able to again construct new hut. For me, running shortage of funds. Therefore, insurance premium paid to cover the risk of loss of my hut. In that case, hut insurance premium is free from GST. Further, cattle insurance under the Swarna Jayanti Gram Swaraj Gaur Yojana, namely earlier known as Integrated Rural Development Program. Under this particular scheme, if I paid the premium for coverage of loss of my cattle, that premium free from GST. Further, scheme for insurance of tribal, for the welfare of them, insurance premium free from GST. Further, Janta Personal Accident Policy and Grameen Accident Policy. Whoever may be offered, National Insurance is offering Janta Personal Accident Policy, or in the case of Orient Insurance offering Grameen Personal Accident Policy. If so, that particular coverage of risk premium paid under the particular scheme free from GST. Further, Group Personal Accident Policy for self-employed women. Talented women, they formed as a group and they are manufacturing the lights. If so, here that group, self-employed group, general personal group accident policy, group insurance personal accident policy for them, for which premium paid by that group qualify from exemption. Further, agricultural pump set insurance premium exempted. A farmer digging the land to get the water, almost all 1,000 feet inside the ground, still he is not able to get a drop of water. So that entire expenditure incurred for digging that particular ground 1,000 feet inside, expenditure fully goes waste. So to cover such loss of failed well, insurance premium paid by farmer free from GST. Further, premium collected on export credit insurance. I will tell you, my dear sir, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation offering loss of sales realization. When I export the goods to other country, importer from other country defaulted to make the payment of my goods. In that case, if I would have been covered the insurance premium under the ECGC, this insurance premium paid to ECGC will cover the loss of sales realization. Almost all 80 to 90% of my expected sales realization will be paid by ECGC in the event importer failed to pay. Such type of insurance premium I paid all exporting the goods on credit basis. In that case, such a premium paid under export credit insurance scheme qualify from exemption. Further, restructured weather-based crop insurance. Restructured weather-based crop. Weather from time to time changing, then according to the weather requirement, cultivating the crop and all. If so, while doing so, all of a sudden cyclone came and entire particular crop has been washed out. In that case, loss how to be recovered by the farmer. So, premium paid under the restructured weather-based crop insurance, such a premium free from GST. Further, Jan Arogya Bima policy, which also one can say that Ayushman Bharat also nowadays, where the insurance premium paid to the Jan Arogya policy, Arogya Yojana, Jan Arogya Yojana, Pradhana Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana scheme, premium free from GST. Further, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bhima Yojana scheme, crop insurance free from GST. That premium paid to that particular Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bhima Yojana scheme, premium free from GST. Further, pilot scheme on seed crop insurance. My dear sir, for a farmer to cultivate, he needs the seeds. So if the seeds are not in time supplied to the farmer, farmer cannot do his cultivation activity. So in such cases, in the year 2000 itself, the government has been incorporated a particular seed crop insurance scheme. Under that scheme, premium paid to that particular seed crop insurance pilot scheme on seed crop insurance, premium paid to that qualify from exemption. Seeds are supplying very important in time to farmers. Further, central sector scheme on cattle insurance free from GST, insurance for the welfare of the cattle, premium free from GST. Universal health insurance scheme. Here what happened, the group has been divided in two parts, below poverty line and above the poverty line. Below poverty line people can avail this particular benefit where the bread maker of the family, whose name will appear here, and the premium paid to that particular universal health scheme, if he passes away, then the scheme provides compensation to the family. So, such a universal health insurance scheme, premium paid to the scheme qualify from exemption. Further, Rashtriya Swasthya Bhima Yojana scheme, under that scheme, premium paid free from GST. Furthermore, the coconut palm insurance scheme, where coconut trees has been washed out due to the cyclone recently in the West Bengal, where the farmers are lost so much of coconut trees. So, if they have been covered by paying the premium, loss of risk of this particular eventuality, in that case, compensation will be given to that farmers because they lost the coconut palm. If so, the premium paid coconut palm insurance scheme, premium free from GST. Further, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana. There are so many schemes are coming here. Under the Suraksha Bhima Yojana, PM Suraksha Bhima Yojana, contribution as a premium free from GST. Further, Niramya Health Insurance Scheme, implemented by the trust constituted under the provisions of the National Trust for the Welfare of Persons with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation and Multiple Disabilities Act 1999, premium paid to such Niramya Trust Fund free from GST. Recently added Bangla Sashya Bhima scheme in the West Bengal for the welfare of the farmers. Premium paid under the scheme of Bangla Sashya Bhima scheme qualify from exemption. Now furthermore, life insurance premium also will qualify from exemption. What are they? Jan Shri Bhima Yojana for the welfare of the Janta qualify from exemption, followed by life insurance premium. Aam Aadmi Bhima Yojana premium paid to this qualify from exemption. Further, micro insurance where the sum assured amount not exceed rupees 2 crores, where the premium paid to such micro insurance qualify from exemption. Whoever may be paid to such a micro insurance where the sum assurance amount not exceed rupees 2 crores, in that case the premium paid to such micro insurance scheme qualify from exemption. Further, Varishta Pension Bhima Yojana, super senior citizens, super senior citizens, for the welfare of our beloved elders, for the welfare of them. Varishta means the elders. Varishta Pension Bhima Yojana, where the premium paid to such fund qualify from exemption. Further, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana scheme or Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana scheme, Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandan Yojana scheme, as the case may be, premium paid for these schemes qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, exemptions here are as follows. For a kind consideration, before explaining further exemptions, I would like to bring to notice, I referred starting from heart insurance. Heart insurance, where there are so many general insurance premiums I covered. Thereafter I too covered right from particular life insurance schemes till the particular Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandan Yojana scheme. All these schemes qualify exemption premium. Not only premium qualify exemption, such insurance companies undergoing for reinsurance, the reinsurance premium also qualify from exemption. For example, Kotak Mahindra collected annuity pension under the National Pension Scheme, and the Kotak Mahindra is undergoing reinsurance of that particular dilute of the risk of the scheme with another insurance company also exempted. Kotak Mahindra collected the annuity premium, my dear. Exempted, it is under the National Pension Scheme. If the Kotak Mahindra undergoing with the reinsurance of another insurance company of the same scheme of National Pension Scheme, annuity collected, and they are going to pay some premium to other insurance company as a reinsurance company, also qualify exemption. All these exemptions, what I referred insurance premium, not only premium exempted, reinsurance premium also be exempted. Furthermore, my dear friends, referring to here, look here, services by way of collection of contribution under the Atal Pension Yojana. Atal Pension Yojana. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, our former Prime Minister of India, Bharata Ratna, by giving the respect to our beloved leader, the government of India brought a scheme called as services by way of collection of contribution under the Atal. Atal means Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. In his name, by giving the respect to him, the scheme has been brought into force. Services by way of collection of contribution under the Atal Pension Yojana is exempted from the payment of GST. Furthermore, services by way of collection of contribution under any pension scheme of the state government exempted. Nowadays, state governments are coming out with the pensions, the old age pension and all. So, contribution to that particular fund free from GST. Further, my dear sir, last point here. Services provided to government under any insurance scheme for which total premium is paid by the government and its reinsurance qualify from exemption. State government of Andhra Pradesh came out with a scheme, namely Amma Vadi scheme. where the government want to help mother for education of her children. If children are studying in the school fees and books fees, some expenditure, government want to help from a scheme called Ammavadi, directly crediting to the account of mother by giving some amount as a helping hand to mothers for the betterment of her children's education purpose. Such a scheme where the every year amount credited to particular mother account. If so, from where the amount will be going to be dispersed from a particular fund, government scheme. How the fund will create unless somebody contribute the fund? Where the government is contributing to that fund Ammavadi, where the scheme intend going to be credited to the account of the mother for the welfare of her children's education purpose. In that case, such schemes, contribution by the government, absolutely free from GST. Got the clarity, my dear sir? One example I brought to your notice. There are so many schemes by so many state governments nowadays offering, apart from the central government of India. Is clear, my dear sir? Of course, you know that reinsurance also here exempted if the scheme where the contribution made by government to the scheme and the scheme undergoing for reinsurance by paying the premium, that reinsurance also qualify from exemption. Of course, once you covered all these exemptions, my dear sir, elaboratively, now I am going to present here for a kind consideration taxation part here. Once it is exempted, you understand neatly, then I can say that remaining all are taxable. Under the taxation, we have forward charge if it is not applicable as reverse charge. What are the reverse charge cases here means? We have reverse charge here under the taxability purpose, insurance sector, reverse charge. Insurance agent services being an individual provided services to an insurance company will form under reverse charge, being a recipient insurance company liable to pay GST. How to understand this? With classical example on the screen is as follows. Look here, my dear. Assume a scenario. Mr. Ram is an insurance agent of LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, is an agent. Collecting the premium from policyholders, and paying to insurance company, resulting that commission paid by insurance company to Mr. Ram. So, who is the supplier of service here means Ram is supplier of service. Supplier of service, supplied the services to LIC. LIC is the recipient. Because collecting the premium from policyholders by agent and giving to insurance company. For doing so, commission received by agent, hence who paid the consideration, commission, LIC is the recipient. Who is the supplier? Ram, who received the consideration. In the given case, since Mr. Ram is an individual, he is only an individual. Since Ram is individual, then this supply falls under RCM. This supply falls under RCM. Who liable to pay here GST means the liability to pay GST falls under RCM. Namely, here LIC is liable to pay GST on the commission paid to Mr. Ram in the given case. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Up to this understand, my dear sir? Please make a note of this, please. Now look on the screen, please. Here, Ram and Company, being a partnership firm, provided insurance services to LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, for which LIC paid commission rupees 20,000 to Ram and Company, resulting that they are the suppliers and the LIC is the recipient. If so, in that case, who liable to pay GST? It is not exempted supply. Who liable to pay GST? Forward charge or reverse charge? Forward charge is a forward charge. Because supplier not a individual agent. If you being an agent, an individual being an agent, provide these services to insurance company, that will come under RCM. Here, Ram and Company, not individual, we call them technically, practically brokers. If so, in that case, Ram and Company only liable to pay GST on the commission under the forward charge. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Supplier liable to pay GST. Please make a note of this, my dear. That is, supplier liable to pay GST. Ram and Company liable to pay GST in the given case. Be careful. Yes, all of you got it, my dear sir? Recorded, my dear sir? Neatly recorded? Now, referring to you here further, comprehensive study in the case of insurance sector by inviting case study approach. We have here on case law, Oriental Insurance Company Limited. I will explain this, my dear, with illustrative example. Simplified illustrative is as follows of Oriental Insurance Company case. Sir, facts of the case in the given case are as follows. Oriental Insurance Company wanted to undergo with another insurance company for reinsurance, for which Oriental Insurance Company approached Mr. Ram, who is in fact a particular insurance agent of Oriental Insurance Company, asking Mr. Ram, could you please provide the best insurance company with whom we can able to undergo for reinsurance. Mr. Ram, by using his knowledge and experience, excellent consultancy service provided to Oriental Insurance Company, and stated that one national insurance company is the best insurance company to undergo for reinsurance, resulting that Oriental Insurance Company undergone for reinsurance with National Insurance Company for this particular consultancy services. Ram raised bill for rupees 1 lakh against Oriental Insurance Company, and the Oriental Insurance Company paid consultancy fees rupees 1 lakh to Mr. Ram. At a later date, what happened? Department sent the notice to Oriental Insurance Company. Show the cause. Why should not we ask you to pay GST on rupees 1 lakh paid to Mr. Ram under the RCM, reverse charge mechanism? Then the Oriental Insurance Company replied to Department of Central Tax, look Department officers, namely proper tax officer, please listen my voice. I paid 1 lakh rupee fees to Mr. Ram not as his commission for rendering insurance agent services. I paid 1 lakh to Mr. Ram for his consultancy services. For a kind consideration, for undergoing for reinsurance, we need not want any insurance agent services. One insurance company can undergo for reinsurance directly with another insurance company. No need of any insurance agent involvement in the given case. Therefore, the fee 1 lakh rupee paid by me to Mr. Ram not falls under insurance agency commission. Hence, it is not a reverse charge. Please try to understand. Department not accepted. The matter got disputed, reached to the tribunal level. Tribunal said, in the case of Oriental Insurance Company, very clearly stated that in the given case, the Ram provides the services to particular Oriental Insurance Company is not falls under insurance agency services. It is consultancy services. It is consultancy services, resulting that such a consultancy services not fall under reverse charge. Hence, Oriental Insurance Company claim not to pay GST under RCM on the commission paid to Mr. Ram, namely consultancy fees paid to Mr. Ram is a forward charge, not a reverse charge. Said by tribunal, decided the case in favor of the Oriental Insurance Company against department. Got the clarity? This is what this particular Oriental Insurance Company case in front of you in your page number 79. Got the clarity, my dear sir? With this, I can simplify manner to say that the taxation on insurance sector is concluded. We will tax what is not qualified from exemption. While taxing, who liable to pay GST? It is a forward charge if it is not specifically mentioned as a reverse charge. Got the clarity, my dear sir? So, at this point of time, I am concluding the lecture on the part of the insurance sector taxation. The next class, we will meet with another sector. Is clear, my dear sir?